Sup traders, how y'all doing? Welcome in, much love, Trav here. I'm doing a 10K to 100K challenge on a KuCoin crypto account. I have no timeline of when I'm going to get there. As of today, it's at 16,000. It started at $11,000, actually not 10, but 11. So in this, I'm going to go through everything. And I'm doing it for my own accountability, and I'm doing it to show you what's possible when you get extremely organized in your trading business, strategy setups, risk management, etc. So the first thing I want to say is that everything that I'm doing, it's from a fundamental top-down analysis that's turned into computer systems that are back tested. So this is my model for trading Bitcoin. 50% max drawdown compared to Bitcoin's 90% max drawdown. And it turned 100,000 into, I can't even read this number, 266 million or something like that. Let's just crank it up to make it look even crazier. Let's put it at 50. Increase the position size. Let's look at that. Wow. Let's turn it into billions. Billions, you hear. Okay. The point is that everything that I'm doing has some kind of testing behind it. I know that there's some edge to it. I'm not following the system exactly, but I'm following elements of the system and doing my best. So I know that it works for Bitcoin, and I know that it works for ETH, and I know that it generally doesn't work for alts that blows up, which is why alts I will be shorting. So let's see. I don't know why it's acting funny, but so the assets, it's long only for Bitcoin and ETH, and it's short only for altcoins. And it doesn't mean I'm short all the time in altcoins. It doesn't mean I'm long all the time in Bitcoin, but that's the only direction I can trade for the most part, to rare exceptions. And the reason why is just because that's what the computer model is saying, is it works great for crypto and doesn't work so great for the other ones. So why is that one not loading? So let's talk about the setups. So the setup, this was my winning TON trade or OHM trade. The main thing I'm looking for the setup, it's really simple. I'm looking for price to take an old calendar high and close under it. So this could have been a short, winning short. This could have been a losing short. And here was my winning short. And it was a big winning short because of pyramiding. We'll come back to pyramiding. But that's what I'm looking for. Um, this is a setup that happens a lot of the time. We'll try to find another one. I'm looking at some other things, but this is the basic. Not every signal is a signal, because I also want the crypto market cap to be weak. But here's an example of one on Doge where we could go short here. I think ARB had a really good one. No, I think Ordi. Yeah, here's one. Sell here. So just wait for these. And the fundamental idea is to sell alts at high prices. And my computer modeling includes some shorts of failed breakouts being a thing. My computer model tells me that closing under is important. I mean, I guess here we would sell here, which is not the greatest, but because we're waiting for a close on the daily. DYDX had an excellent one. This is actually the old yearly high. Had some losses here, but the wins are so big. This is a home run or nothing strategy, so we're going to get into that too. But yeah, the data tells me that alts are weak. This works on alts. So let's look at Bitcoin and ETH. So the main signal that I'm looking for Bitcoin and ETH are same thing, but the reverse. Close over a monthly low. This one's kind of close, but like, you get under here, you get under the next day. That's an entry model. Here would be another one. You get long somewhere in here. Call that the low. And you hold it. We'll get into positioning and so on. Aim for a big target. The other one for Bitcoin and ETH is I'm looking at breakouts. If we can close above an old monthly high, like so, it's also a long, or like so. So, but not, I'm not doing all, breakdowns on alts, only selling the highs from alts. I'll do breakouts and dip buys on Bitcoin and ETH. And the computer modeling shows me this. Now, I'm using some discretion. So part of my discretion is I'm also going to be trading some weekly levels. So, for instance, the total crypto market cap gave me a buy signal, or the others market cap, and the total 3 gave a buy signal, but I'm not here to buy alts, and I wanted to get into ETH because it's showing a lot of relative strength, and I use the weekly sweep as a trigger, which may or may not work. But I'm allowing some discretion. I mean, here we can see a weekly sweep ending up being a pretty good entry here. Doesn't work here, but if I combine that with other things, here's an example of it working well. Here's another example of it working well. So that's the other setup. Now, I want this on. What else are we going to talk about? Okay, yeah. So I'm not having a TP. This is what the data tells me. I'm advancing my stop. We'll go back to this ohm trade, and I'm typically running my stop anywhere from these bounds are the ATR, average true range. It's a measure of volatility. I'm typically running my stop between anywhere from 1.5 to 3.4 ATR. There's times I'll be more aggressive, but I'm trailing my stop. And this one would not have been stopped out yet, but even though I have no TP, I will TP if there's an event which signals market reversal. So we had that event that signaled a market reversal, and for me that was a reason to cover and wait for a new signal. Right? So I'm also pyramiding aggressively. So part of the risk management here is to treat all open P&L like monopoly money. So there's going to be some large givebacks of unrealized P&L. I already gave back a $10,000 trade, which is crazy, but it happened because it reversed. It was ETH long, but yeah, you can see this is essentially how I ran this position. I just added, and you can see the size. This was a $13,000 win, and the losses around it: $600, $100, $600, $55, $1,700, $82. $13,000 win, right? So that comes back to the risk management of that's what I found works. This is what the computer model tells me. Now, yeah, so risk management, I'm typically risking 5 to 10% per trade and up to 20% per correlated trades. So for instance, with the accounts around $16,000 right now, I'm risking maybe $1,500 on a position and up to 2 of them. something like that. Or one position. Yeah, my ETH position is a little bit more than 10%, is around 10%. I know the ATR is too tight here, but yeah, I'm using some discretion. It might help me, might hurt me. We'll see. But it's just one trade. I'm using tighter stops because the signal's a weekly. Yeah, maybe I'll widen the stop. But regardless, this trade doesn't really matter. I'm just waiting for the market to give me more setups. Now, um, this isn't my only account. I have money outside of this, and I'm trading, and I'm working. So it's a replaceable account. I don't want to have to replace it, but it doesn't ruin my life. That gives me confidence to trade 5 to 10%. So that's what we're doing. Now, if we look across the market right now, where are we? We got signals to buy on alts, but again, I don't buy alts. We got a short signal on Bitcoin dominance, so I don't really want to buy Bitcoin, which also isn't giving a clear buy signal. ETH dominance is really strong. It's kind of breaking out almost. So Bitcoin, I'm not actually trading this in my live account, just my paper account. ETH I am trying. But yeah, there aren't really any short setups on alts right now. Even if I wanted to trade weekly sweeps, we don't have those. Yeah, some of them look weak, but it's not a good enough reason to be in them. So this is one that I missed. I wasn't that organized, or I mean, I'm gonna miss some alts because there's so many of them. But here's a good one that I missed. But I was in the Ohm trade, so it's okay. Another example was BNB. Could have been a sell on this day. But yeah, I'm waiting for setups because we're not. Here's another one. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't short Bitcoin, but Bitcoin did give a sell signal on this day and would be working. Sell right here, stop loss right here. Now the stop's supposed to be up here. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's only a 1R. It's just not as good to short Bitcoin. So you can see FET giving a long, which I'm not taking. Would have worked, but would have failed here. And who knows how far it'll run. Some of these are coming down to buys, so I don't want to sell something also that's on the way down. Flocky is another one, which I actually did take, but I ended up getting in late and mostly consolidating into that one would have been pretty good. Would be running out of 3R. Probably would have exited by now, but I would have with the whole market reversal thing. Arkham showing along but not trading it, but you can also see a beautiful sell right here as well. I mean, this is such a great setup. I just need to wait for it to happen. It doesn't happen all the time, but it takes some sorting through setups. And you can do the dip buy. I mean, you can see it can work pretty well. But I just want to wait for trade the better assets. Because, for instance, if I was trying to buy dips on ADA, it would be 2 straight losses, and then we're in this one that's not moved. Solana. I would maybe dip buy Solana if Solana gave one. That was a nice move. Mew gave a sell signal as well. something like that. ATR, it's not a long enough period. High gave one, which would have worked awesome. Probably would have want to run it at the high, but this would have worked awesome. Bonk. Yeah, I mean you see the buys just don't work as well. And here it's not a sell on this one because it never closed under, right? COSP is another one that I kind of got into late, but there was it did give a signal, something like this. I concentrated on ohm because it was really choppy. It didn't move down that well. It's been relatively strong. Doge giving along. Doge is one that's buyable, but I'm leaving it alone. Okay, so you see the setup and just patience. Try not to lose too much doing dumb stuff while I wait for the signals to come. But it doesn't make sense to be short alts right now because of so many of them giving dip buy signals. Additional discretion, I'm looking at the funding rate. And I'm looking at other assets where the NASDAQ looks a little toppy maybe, but well, it looks like Nvidia blew off finally, but doesn't really matter. Funding rate's relatively neutral to bullish. So yeah, I don't really want to be short here. So yeah, I'll update you guys. I might draw down before I go higher. It's yeah, the way I'm trading is a little bit aggressive. I don't know why these aren't showing up. Okay, much love. Talk to y'all soon and peace.